So Mary Kay has just jumped in here on our podcast. So Mary Kay, we are recording this here. It's about 12:30, 12:40 on Tuesday. Why don't you go ahead and get us all caught up on what you can tell us?
All right. Well, some of the news items involved with this are the fact that Kevin Stefanski, in case anybody was wondering, cannot be involved on game day. Okay. It's not like he can be at home virtually calling the plays or having anything to do with the game plan on game day. That means Alex Van Pelt will be there calling the plays, Mike Prefer overseeing the process. As of right now, Joe Woods coaching the defense. So that's how it will go. Kevin Stefanski is feeling fine right now. He's got no symptoms whatsoever. Now, if anybody is identified as a high risk close contact over the next, like today, if any of these people are high risk, they can participate in the game. So the game is still on. There's no risk of the game being canceled right now because it is community spread. They're saying it's from 3 different strains. They've done genomic testing. It's not from inside the facility.
So I'm glad you said that. I wanted to wait till you came on to kind of bring up that topic about the game itself. The NFL's in a tough spot here. Now, like you said, if they're deeming it community spread, they're not going to do anything. But they're in a tough spot because there's not a lot of flexibility left here if they did want to decide to move this game. You're talking about what, maybe moving it to like a Monday or Tuesday, but I don't even know what that changes. So I guess in your mind right now, knowing that the NFL has already told you that as of this moment, the game's not getting changed. Is there any chance that could change over the next 3 or 4 days even?
At this point, I don't think so. The only way that would happen is if they determine that there is transmission going on inside the facility. That's the only way. Okay, that is their criteria. So I don't see that happening because they did the testing on all the tests last week and found that it was a community spread from 3 different strains. They're going to do the same kind of genomic testing on these tests that were positive today. But at this point, I still think that the game is going to go on as played on Sunday night, oddly enough, without the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, finally after 18 years, and they're not going to have their new amazing head coach standing on the sidelines coaching this football game.
Yeah, Mary Kay, I wanted to ask you more about Joel. Obviously, there's a football side of it, and Terry and I were talking, just like the Steelers attacked Robert Jackson all day on Sunday, they're going to attack whoever's in there at left guard all night on Sunday night. Now, it's a little different. You can offer a little help, assuming everybody's there. But just, look, Joel Bitonio, we're used to be in that locker room every day. He's a guy that I know we all respect in the media. He's always been good to us. Seems like a really good guy and has been here since 2014. I mean, just on that level, this is really tough. He's waited 7 years for this game on Sunday, and he's not going to get to play in it.
I can't even believe it. I mean, I just can't believe it. He's one of the guys that everybody was so excited for. I mean, you talk to Jarvis, you talk to everybody, and he was just one of the guys that deserves this so much. I mean, you just can't even believe that something like this is happening to him. And I haven't read the quotes yet, but he did an interview with Kaylin Kaler on the way home from the game, and I have to go find the quotes, but it seemed like he gave some really heartfelt quotes about what this means to him. And we talked to him after the game, and you could tell. And Kevin Stefanski handed him the ball and let him talk in the locker room for a little bit, because he's one of those guys that has lived through the tough times and has been a spokesperson for the team, has been the face of the team, has been a warrior on this team, and just a guy that plays every single game in his career. And for something like this to happen, it just is a sign of these COVID times that everyone in this world is having to deal with right now.
Mary Kay, what do you know about Prefer?
He's coached one other game. I have to go back. I think Ellis is doing a post on that. This is all happening so fast.
Right. Yeah, one game they lost 17-15 to Dallas. I looked that up. But
yes, we know that like Kevin Stefanski, he's kind of a flatliner. He's seen a lot. He's done a lot. He wants to be a head coach. Mm-hmm. And so he has been preparing for a moment like this. he wants to be interviewed for head coaching jobs. I mean, he aspires to that. He's one of those guys like a John Harbaugh that wants to come from the special teams side because they have to deal with so many different kinds of players, from offense, defense, everything, and they get the big picture. He wants that. So he's been thinking along those lines. So this is a chance for him. This is a chance for him to step up and hold it all together and to oversee the process and to try to go win a playoff game.